Dobry den,
Zdravейте!
and welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
This week is Good Friday.
Yep, we celebrate Easter here this week.
It was last week in the UK, but we're a week later here.
We did start the week here with one of the Easter traditions,
Yes, that's Lazarov Den.
or St Lazarus's Day.
It's always the Saturday before Easter.
Yep.
And it's celebrated by the girls of the village coming around singing and dancing outside every house.
Yep, they bless your house for health, fertility and well-being.
They do. And this is what it looks like.
So they all looked fantastic, didn't they, in their
Oh,
dress?
absolutely, yes.
And really enthusiastic about what they were doing.
They stood there, they were very interested in us.
Yes, we did. They had an English speaker with them this year. One of the ladies that accompanied them spoke very good English. And she translated for some of the children whose English wasn't as good. And the little ones wanted to know everything. They wanted to know how old we were.
Yeah.
Had we heard of Baba Yanka?
Yeah, where we'd come from, why we'd come here, how much we knew before we got here.
They were really inquisitive, but really obviously very proud of their country and their traditions, which was excellent.
And rightly so.
Apparently we found out as well, the lady that accompanies them that speaks Bulgarian, she was there last year, is the local folklore keeper for the village.
Yes.
Every village and settlement has somebody who's responsible for keeping the traditions alive. And she's our local one. I can't remember the name, but it begins with C or S.
If you know, pop it in the comments for us.
Yeah, so we can look it up and read a bit more about it. So weather-wise, we had a bit of a mixed bag, didn't we?
Yes, we had a very wet start to the week.
Well, Saturday was nice, but then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday were...
Yes,
horrible.
Wednesday it dried up a little bit. Thursday, lovely.
Yeah, beautiful sunshine.
We've gone wet again today.
Yeah, so
But,
we got bits and pieces done though, didn't we?
we have. Here's just a general update on the things we've been doing this week. As we mentioned a few weeks ago, we're at the very beginning of the growing season. You can see from the grass here in comparison with just a few weeks ago how much that started to grow. My trimming job is about to start. And here's the current state of the fire pit. You can see how overgrown that is. Once we start using it, it'll get back under control. But the grass that we planted around where the compost bins used to be has really taken off this year. It's all looking very, very green. And this is the corner of the woodland you saw us clearing a few weeks ago. You can see how, now that we've thinned it out and cleared the piles, it's coming back greener than ever. We didn't get round to all the trees this year, but we'll get there. Even this area is coming back to life. This is where I set the field on fire, burning rubbish in this pit, hence the need for the burn barrel. Even the burnt part, the vegetation is starting to grow again. We've now got the front fence and the gate on the dog enclosure. We can start using it. I've got to build some sort of sunshade structure. So they've got a shaded area as well as a sunny area. And we'll also put some kennels down here. The enclosure itself is now complete. The tensioning wire is in. It's hopefully escape proof, but we'll find out as we use it. We've now got all of the cladding around the porch painted. We've also put in the mosquito nets, so the porch is now fly proof, and it gives us an area where we can sit in the evenings and not be bothered by the flies or the mosquitoes. This is currently the view we have as we exit through our front door. And here's the view across the garden, viewing the field opposite. It certainly looks a lot better than the arrangement we had last year, and hopefully this will last longer than just 1 year.
So it'd be really nice to have the porch area back in commission for the summer. We ate most of our meals out there last year, didn't we?
Yes, it's an additional room for us, and once we've got the flies out of the way, it's lovely.
Yeah, and it gives me more room in my kitchen.
Yes.
Because we can move the chairs and table out onto the porch.
Something else I did this week was, as I mentioned previously, setting light to the field. We thought it was probably safer for me to have a more controllable place to have my fires. Yes, so I built a burn barrel, and this is how I did it. Following my recent experience of almost setting the field on fire, I decided I needed a burn barrel. Very kindly got donated a barrel from Paul and Jane from the Good Life Homestead. I now just need to adapt it with the use of these threaded rods and some expanded steel sheet, just to make it the most efficient burn barrel I can. The plan is to drill holes in the barrel for the rod to go through to act as a support for a grill made of the expanded steel sheet. This will allow air to get underneath whatever we're burning and make a more efficient burn. The first thing we have to do is measure up to see where the rods are going through the barrel. I put across 15 centimeters down, which is from the bottom of the barrel being upside down. And every 15 centimeters around this line, I'll put a mark. That's where I need to drill my holes. I'll do the same on the other side, but where the rods will come out on the other side. We now need to feed the rods through the holes to give us support for the grill when we're ready to put the grill in. We now have to cut off the extended legs of rod with the angle grinder. So then we have the 4 rods through the barrel ready to support the grill. Next we need to cut a slot at the bottom to allow air in when it's burning. And now we need to open up the flap to allow the air in. The final job is to mark and cut the extended steel. tracing the outline of the barrel just to give me a line to cut around. Now I just need to cut the steel in the shape of the circle. And there's the grill in place, put on top of the bars. It's nice and sturdy, but it gives us a good 20 centimetres of air intake at the bottom. You light your fire on the grill, the air's drawn in underneath and up and through it, and it helps it to burn more efficiently. We now have the burn barrel ready for its first burn. There's some rubbish in there. Now it's lit, it's just a case of keep feeding it to keep it alight. There's some smoke on the outside of the barrel. This is the old paint burning off. It'll only happen on this first burn. After that, we won't have that problem. You can see from the barrel that the fire is totally contained. I shouldn't have to worry about setting the field on fire again. So the fire's nearly died down now. You can see, because we're letting the air in from the bottom, how thoroughly it's burning the wood, the rubbish. When it's finally finished, it should just be a bit of white ash and nothing more. Now that the burn has gone out, this is what's left in the bottom. Just some fine ash, some bits and pieces that will break down, but no real unburnt parts to speak of. So I think we'll call that a success.
So that's about it for us this week.
Yes, it is. Just leaves us to wish you a happy Bulgarian Easter.
Yes. Owen, you can have lots more Easter eggs from Bulgaria this weekend. Just
Yeah.
tell Mum. You did seem to enjoy them last weekend.
Yeah, I think they all did. So, until next week,
Doskoro.
Doskoro, take care,
Stay safe.
and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
There you go. That was quite painless.